We're gonna get the next person up here. Only send a guest request if you do disagree. If you do think that being gay is wrong or immoral. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 19.
For sure. What's your birth year?
2004.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
I actually just noticed that there was a lot of viewers right now. Everybody come follow me. What's good?
All right, we're gonna go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you do disagree. We are just looking for some debates. How you doing, Dean?
Hello, hello, hello. I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Welcome, welcome everybody.
Yo, what's up, Clayton? How old are you? No? Okay, we're gonna go to the next individual. We had someone up here, but they just randomly just left. Like literally, as soon as you decided to come, they just left.
L. Let's get some
really
L guests in the
Yo,
chat.
what's up? How old are you?
Purdy, thank you for the fireworks. What's
Hello,
up, Grant?
how old
What's
are
your
you?
age?
Okay, they're not here. We're gonna go to the next individual. Only do send a guest request if you disagree. If you like the co-host, everyone, tap that screen. Let's run it up to 500,000 likes real quick. We're gonna get the next individual up here real quick. Please only send a guest request if you think that being gay is wrong or immoral. Again, everyone, we are just looking for some debates.
That's right, everyone, and we are just looking for some debates, but let's also try to hit 500,000 likes. If everyone watching just started tapping, we'd be there. What's up, Igor? How old are you?
Gonna maybe have a party on Friday.
Okay, they're not here either. We're gonna go to the next individual. Please only send a guest request if you do disagree.
It's the guests on this topic.
No, it's whenever Dean joins up, I swear.
Oh, this is how it is always.
Yeah, what's up? How old are you? Mods, thank you for banning them if you do. I would appreciate it. Now I don't even ban that. I'm blocking myself. I get mods to do it. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey guys, how you doing?
How old are you?
I'm 34.
Yeah, do you think that being gay is wrong or moral?
I want to ask you, why you say it's right?
Agbor, I appreciate the $2. Thank you so much. We don't think it's right or wrong to be gay the same way it's not right or wrong to be straight. It simply just is. So why do you think it's wrong?
From my perspective,
Appreciate you for the deck.
Even the nature has just given us, if you try to bring the two magnet pole, if it is the same pole, it's repulse. It doesn't attract. So you have the negative and the positive pole to get attract. So nature also has taught us to further reproduction purpose, there has to be the man and women for that purpose. So I think it's, when we say that, so it has to be done between the men and women.
Okay.
Because the purpose of the sex is it's to reproduce, to have more children, and have a family.
Okay, sweet. So on one hand, we aren't going to be magnets, right? So it's like when you kind of make the comparison to the polarity of the magnets. Pretty. I appreciate you for the cowboy hat. Hell yeah, it does. I don't necessarily understand why you draw that comparison, but then even apart from that, it kind of sounds like at the end of your argument, you kind of got into this notion that a man and a woman can reproduce and you must start a family, etc. So are you more so saying that it's wrong to be gay, or wrong to our gay marriage is wrong because they can't reproduce and start a family?
Look, I'm not a doctor, but some of the people I have heard them saying, if you have a sex, when you penetrate in the back of ass, and there's so many feces that can get into your, you can get sick. There's so many things that goes wrong doing that kind of sexual activities.
Okay, so now you're kind of just going towards a completely different argument. So it's like your first reason why you think being gay is wrong or moral has just been completely disregarded.
I just told you, it's naturally.
Is anal sex okay for straight people?
That's the naturally. What I'm speaking is
Cornelius, is anal sex okay for straight people?
Anal sex with straight people? I think it's wrong because you have a proper hole to put your penis in. Why do you
okay.
want to go
Is oral sex okay?
So. I'm sorry?
Is oral sex okay?
I don't know about that, but, as I said, it has to be done in the proper hole.
You don't like BJ's, bro?
You have the right hole to put it in, so why don't you use that instead of...
Christine, thank you for the email messenger.
Well, because it's fun, right? You don't like BJ's, bro?
Exactly. So a lot of the people does all this gay thing.
Wait, Cornelius, you don't like BJ's, bro?
What?
You don't like BJ's, bro?
No, not the personal, Because like I said, that is not given for me to use it. If people do it for the fun, so that's all this gay thing. You come to the point.
What is the function of sex?
It's not. Purpose is.
Wait. Do you have a wife?
It has to. Yes, I do.
Yeah. So do you think that you engaging in oral sex towards her is wrong?
Me engaging. If she has consent, if she okay, yeah. But if she says no, then no, I am not going to do it.
No. So if she consents to you giving her oral sex,
if she's okay with that, I'm good.
oh, okay. So
if
like,
she said no,
is
then
it okay for two lesbians to engage in oral sex?
Again, like I said, they can do it for the fun, but it is not the natural purpose. It's not.
No,
for
but
the-
is it okay?
for them
Is
to do.
it morally okay for two lesbians to engage in oral sex?
I don't think it's morally okay, but it's just for the fun.
Wait, what's the relevant distinction between
I
oral
just
sex that
told you,
lesbians
okay.
engage in and the oral sex that you give your wife?
Yeah,
Like
why is it okay with the case
sex
of you and your
happens-
wife, but not okay in the case of two
well,
lesbian wives?
Exactly what I said is that
Yeah, I
by the
appreciate it.
nature, we are supposed to have a sex between the men and women. That's what
Okay.
it is.
So why?
we don't
How do you know that to be the case?
on the nature, we don't see any like two male organism having sex.
Hypothetically, so here's what you're saying. So you're like, yeah, we don't see anywhere in nature that like two two males of the same species engage in intercourse, and that's why it's wrong. Okay, well, I have a question real quick. So just like, first of all, yeah, you're right. We don't see like two males of the same species anywhere in nature engaging in intercourse. Like, yeah, you're right. But in a hypothetical world, if we were to see that, would it, like engaging in gay sex all of a sudden be okay and natural? Like in a hypothetical world where we did see like males of the same species engaging in intercourse with one another.
Again, it just contradicts what with the nature. Like you already said that we don't see that in the nature.
Right, but like hypothetically, if we did see that, would it therefore be okay to engage in it?
So logically, nature already proved us that's wrong. So you just
Wait, no, Cornelius, please answer my question. Also, don't look at chat. They're all gaslighting you. They're all lying to you. They're just those damn liberals. So like hypothetically, if we were to see like these males in like different species engaging in intercourse, and nature would be engaging in gay intercourse, like be fine then? Nothing morally wrong with that.
I think it's morally wrong to engage with the male and with the male.
Okay, you're unable to answer. Please answer the question.
He's asking a very specific question, right? If it was the case that gay intercourse is natural, is it then okay?
If it was given natural, then yeah, it should be okay if it is natural.
Oh, okay, well, it is natural. So we see it amongst hundreds, if not thousands, of different species in nature. For example, right, bonobos, 97% genetically similar to human beings, are known for being lesbian, right? Rams, 10% of them will only engage in intercourse with the same sex, right? Penguins will form gay relationships and actually adopt members of their own species and raise them in the context of these gay relationships.
Do they reproduce to a male and male sex?
No, not through male and male sex. Nowhere would that be the case. But neither would there be the case from oral sex, yet you don't consider oral sex to be wrong. Okay, he just got removed from community guidelines. Gonna go to the next person, not Dean like mewing.
Dude.
Dean is a professional mewing. He's like.
This is all lies, everybody. Purdy, thank you for the epic GG. This is all lies. Everyone, Parker L in chat. Misinformation.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
How we doing? I'm 21.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or moral?
I believe it is, yes.
For sure. Yeah, CEO of mewing. That's going to be your Discord role from now on. Do you think that? Why do you think that being gay is wrong?
Okay, so Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. He's all of our Lord and Saviors. Not everyone accepts him as that, but biblically it's structured and says that it is. I know in Leviticus it says if a man shall lay with another man the way he lays with a woman, that he'll be sentenced to death. Like essentially he'll go to hell.
He follows Leviticus, Parker. He holds to Leviticus.
Yeah, so do you know what it says in Leviticus 18?
You can inform me. It sounds like you want to.
18:44 through 45, right? Leviticus 18:44 through 45. Thank you, Sophia. I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much. Says specifically, wait, hold up. I'm going to the verse real quick. Hold up. Your male and female slaves are to come from the nations around you. From them you may buy slaves. You may also buy some of the temporary residents living among you and members of their clans born in your country, and they will become your property. You can bequeath them to your children as inherited property and can make them slaves for life. But you must not rule over your fellow Israelites ruthlessly. Yeah, do you think that slavery is justified?
Are you like pro-slavery?
No, I'm not pro-slavery, but that doesn't... So there's a lot of things in the Bible that... One, translations vary, so yeah, you guys could use that argument for your side too. It could be used as a form of just
every translation is going to say this, by the way. This is not something that's disputed actually in the Old Testament, right? Like almost every scholar will actually accept that this is the case. They'll just talk about there's different varying of like ruthlessness or something, right, or severity. So
Right.
yeah, almost no
So-
scholar disputes their slavery in the Old Testament.
Right. Yeah,
Okay,
because
so
it also mentions it in like the original text of the Old Testament, like the Mosaic text, the Sept text, and then the Dead Sea Scrolls, etc. So more so, kind of what we're getting at here is if you're gonna hold to Leviticus 18 when it says gay bad, if you're gonna keep your logic consistent, you're also gonna have to hold to Leviticus 25 when it says slavery good. And if you're willing to denounce the claim made in 25, then you'd have no reason to just cherry pick, the statement on homosexuality in Leviticus 18.
No,
It's
so
just
I'll-
inconsistent logic.
Yeah, all right. I'll say I'm a little ignorant on what you guys are saying. Like, I'm not just going to say you guys are 100% wrong, 100% right. I haven't studied the translations, but furthermore, being lustful is wrong. It's not just being gay. It's not just having gay attraction. Being lustful is wrong whether you're straight or whether you're gay or lesbian. Lust is the sin. It's not actually being gay. So
Being straight wrong.
if I were to sleep with a woman, I'm not married right now, like it would be a sin. And just like if two men.
Wait, what is lust?
Lust is like essentially like having sexual intercourse without the attempt of having a child. And you have to be married as
Oh, okay.
well.
So being straight's wrong.
Yeah, so no, I'll actually ask you this, right? Let's say that two people are married, they have children, right? And after 20, 30 years of marriage, they've raised their kids. They're now infertile. Is it wrong for them to engage in sex in marriage?
I would say it is, because the only reason they're having sex is for pleasure. And the only reason that God intended us to have sex is to reproduce. And if you're having sex without the intent of reproducing, then there's no need to have sex.
So if your Grammy and Grandpappy bang, like that's immoral.
I would say it's immoral, yes.
So your grandparents can't like.
Wow, rip every grandma, rip everyone.
So real. Like as soon as women hit the age of 55, like they're donezo, bro. It's like
Yeah, and the
they're going
guys
straight
too.
to hell. And the
right,
guys
so wait,
too.
so you're never gonna have sex when
Well,
you only have sex in the
I never
context of
said-
reproduction.
I'll say this: I never said I'm not a sinner. One, but two, it just I'm for sure a sinner. Yeah, like I'm not perfect. And I'm not gonna say there's nothing wrong with it because it technically is wrong. But no, like in a perfect world, if I was perfect, I would not have sex ever until I'm married, and then every time I have sex, it's to reproduce. But
Yeah, so
in
when
reality,
your wife
obviously-
becomes infertile, right? Are you just gonna stop engaging in intercourse?
yeah, I guess I would have to if there's no intent to have a kid. Like
No
it would
nut
be
will
wrong.
ever be achieved again. That is tough.
Well, you can love without having sex. Like love is the
Sure,
Bible
yeah.
talks so much about love. So I'll say this: if you love someone because of the sex, then that's completely wrong. Like you should love someone far more.
Love someone. No. I'm not saying that. It's just sex is something that you can enjoy, right?
Right.
In the context of a consenting adult relationship, I see no reason as to why not.
Right.
Right.
I agree, it's something to enjoy, but it's like, why do we enjoy it? Because it pleasures us. That's why we enjoy it.
Is eating ice cream immoral?
No, well, I'm not saying it's wrong
Why? It
just
pleasures
because it
us.
pleasures us. I'm not saying it's wrong just because it pleasures us.
Then
That's
why
not
is it
what I'm
wrong?
saying. Why is sex wrong?
Why is sex? Yeah, sex that doesn't lead to like procreation in the confines of marriage wrong?
Because that's what Jesus said. The
Where?
intent for us. I mean, I'm not a biblical scholar.
The Bible says that it's actually okay to engage in intercourse without the purpose of reproduction.
Well, why else would you perform an intercourse? It's for pleasure, and the reason you
Yeah, and actually, there's nowhere that condemns
out of lust,
engaging in
and
it for
all lust
pleasure
is sin,
in the
like I
context of
said.
marriage.
Right. The Bible actually specifically does condemn engaging in intercourse for the purpose of reproduction. Did you know that, Matthew?
I don't think it does. I think
No, it
you guys
totally
are
does.
just like almost.
No, it
like
totally does, dude. No,
Yeah,
dude,
what
Matthew,
is
it totally does. You're wrong.
Okay.
Wait, Dean, in what
elaborate on
context?
Oh no, it doesn't. Like what I'm more so getting at here is like I want to be able to like cite specific like passage or like passages of the Bible to like justify that claim. Similarly to how you're making assertions on the basis of your religion.
Okay,
and you've
so
been
you're-
unable to substantiate those with any like verses either. So
You're
you're
pretty
just
much
like
using,
you're just
like,
kind of like
my-
gibberating. You're just like saying words. You know what I mean?
No, I understand what you're saying, and it's a shame I don't know it verse for word, verse for verse, and you guys don't either. So I mean, it's a fair argument that you're making back. I'm not gonna just like act like you guys are in the wrong or anything. But if we had like a longer discussion and I could do like more research of exactly where it is and word for what it is, I'd love to do that. But Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. He's all of our Lord and Saviors. He's the King. He is God. He's the truth. He's the light.
Are you gonna like give an argument, or are you just gonna restate like what every Christian does?
No,
I know. It kind of seems like you ran out of things to say, so then you just go back to
That's what every Christian does.
Then can I ask you, like, what happens after we die? Are we just 6 feet? Nothing happens. Are you guys?
I have no clue. No one knows.
I mean, I don't even like, for the purpose of this debate, Matthew, even if I were to assume that we go to heaven, like the Christian heaven, like we're still not going to see any basis for like the claims that you've been making, right? Because you've asserted that these would have some like religious connotation or be based off upon the Bible, but you've been unable to provide any text from the Bible. So like you're just saying shit. You're just gibberating. This is all conjecture.
Well, no, I provided text, and then you provided text back. And then you said my texts were invalid just because it includes something that seems immoral.
I mean, wait, would you concede that slavery is okay, or would you concede that you're okay with contradictions? Which one is it?
No, but I haven't looked.
Which one is it?
And there's many.
Are you okay with slavery or contradictions?
There's passages that definitely seem to contradict each other in the Bible for sure, but the Bible.
Oh wait, you agree there are contradictions in the Bible?
Well, yeah, like there's definitely.
Yeah.
So the Bible's wrong.
No,
in some places.
No. Well, there's things that appear to be contradictions, but the thing is, there's many.
Okay, so we don't know whether or not it's impossible for there to be a squared circle, something that has 4 sides and 0 simultaneously. We don't know whether or not that's impossible.
I don't even understand what you just said. Say that again. One more time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So square has 4 sides, right?
Yeah.
And a circle has 0, like corners.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay. Yeah. So there can't be a squared circle because there can't be 4 and 0 simultaneously, right?
Yeah.
So your point is that like, oh, even though it's contradictory, we don't know for sure that it's not possible. Oh no, we know it's impossible. 4 cannot be 0.
Yeah, like what you're saying is, you said this. You said there's contradictions in the Bible. A contradiction would just entail, like P equals not P. So you're saying in somewhere in the Bible it makes an assertion, and then somewhere else in the Bible it says like the negation of that.
And I said there's things.
Okay, you can interrupt me.
Sorry, my fault.
And then you said like somewhere else in the Bible, it would like assert the negation of the prior assertion, right? And if like you're going to hold the Bible to be like, true and factual, then you're going to have to accept an assertion and the negation of it. And that's just going to be illogical to do. So you're basically just like boiling the Bible down to being illogical and wrong. Like under your own worldview by saying there's contradictions in it.
No, well, that's what I was trying to get at. I adjusted my statement and said there's things that appear to be contradictions. And I tried elaborating, and you guys interrupted me, but I didn't make a fuss about it. I'll just make that point. So there's a lot of passages that, like in many books, and there's things that appear to be contradictions, but you have to look into it, and you have to look into the background of it. Like, first off, there's humans writing the Bible, even though
Cassie, thank you so much for the $10 Venmo. I appreciate it, Cassie.
There's obviously quotes of Jesus Christ, but there's also a lot of just like passed down word. So if a human made a mistake or error or didn't understand fully the context of something, that could mean like through human error that they wrote something that wasn't
so
perfect.
The Bible is wrong. So the Bible is wrong because of human error, yes or no, Matthew?
No, well, the Bible as a whole is not wrong. No.
So okay, so then there's no human error in it. Because you just went on like a whole explanation about how the human. No, one second. You just went on a whole explanation about how the Bible could potentially have human error in it, and now I'm saying, okay, well, is the Bible wrong because of human error? And you're like, no. So therefore, this would imply the Bible is not wrong because of human error. Is it or is it not?
Well, I said there's forms of human error. Like say.
Okay, so then the Bible's wrong.
No. Listen.
So then there's no human error.
No, listen. If you wrote a full textbook and just about everything's in it right, but you made an error in the textbook, it doesn't invalidate the whole textbook just because of one small error. Like you could have errors.
Parts of the Bible are wrong, yes or no?
The Bible's not wrong.
Okay, so then there's
the Bible is divinely inspired by an all-knowing, all-powerful, and all-good God, and has things that are wrong in it. Is that your view?
Well, God's not the one who wrote it.
So why would God create a Bible that's wrong?
If Jesus wrote it himself, then it would be perfect.
Yeah, why did Jesus do
didn't
that?
Write the Bible.
Yeah, why not?
Well, he's not even considered.
Good question, Matthew.
No one can answer.
Well, he's actually not even conceding to anything being wrong in the Bible. Like, watch this. Matthew, is there absolutely any text in the Bible that is incorrect?
Well, in the Old Testament, I'll give an example. There was I don't remember the exact chapter, but it says eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. But Jesus in the New Testament says, essentially, no, that's wrong. You turn the other cheek. So there's obviously things in the Bible that Jesus corrected, things have been adjusted. But it's like I said, because of humans can make mistakes, they can interpret things wrong. But that doesn't invalidate.
Can you just answer my question? Yes or no? Is there text in the Bible that's incorrect?
I don't know about incorrect being the right word. I could say misinterpret it.
Wrong. Yes or no?
I would say as a whole, no.
Okay, so there's no text in the Bible that's incorrect.
You could say small parts of it, sure, but
okay. So then the answer was yes. Right. So then the answer was yes.
Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
There's much more that's right.
Okay, so now that you have answered,
Savannah, thank you for the $3. I appreciate it.
So now that you have answered that there is at least some text in the Bible that is incorrect, how do you distinguish between what text in the Bible is correct and what text in the Bible is incorrect? Because now it just seems like you have an unreliable standard for truth. Because you as a Christian, your standard for truth is the Bible, but if now you're just willfully conceding to the idea that a portion of this standard of truth is incorrect, you just seem to have a very arbitrary, abstract, and illogical worldview and standard for what's true and what's false.
Okay, so yeah, obviously, so restate the question in shorter form, just so I fully gather. That was a big explanation. I kind of got on a tangent.
So you said, yes, there is at least some portion of the Bible that is wrong, right? Yes. And now I am telling you, well, now you have a very illogical and abstract standard and trivial standard of what is true and what is false, right?
Yeah.
Because your standard for what is true and false in this world is the Bible because you are a Christian. And if you are conceding under your own worldview that some portion of your standard for what is true and false is incorrect, then you just have a very trivial standard for what's true and false. That's just illogical.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you could argue that, but I think it's pretty obvious what the moral, what's the word? I guess the morals of the Bible, what Jesus intended. I don't know. There's many passages you could decipher and argue and say we don't truly know the meaning, but there's a couple messages that are clear and there's nothing you can argue and there's no debate. There's things that Jesus' word, every word that he has that's quoted in the Bible, you can take that and take it literally, and you can walk with that. But obviously, there's parts that humans wrote, and it's not. There could be human error potentially, but anything quoted from Jesus, I would say, is something you follow, like the commandments.
Okay, sweet. So now you're saying that, yeah, if it's not quoted by Jesus, it's potentially incorrect. So therefore, your standard for what's true and false.
Oh, okay. So what's also not quoted by Jesus specifically is that engaging in gay intercourse is wrong, right? So that's possibly incorrect.
I was just going to ask.
Being gay is wrong.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask him.
That's fair. Yeah. And you're right. Potentially, I mean, I'm not God. I'm not going to say everything that I believe is 100% exactly God's thoughts or teachings, because I'm not perfect and no human's perfect. But if we go back to the purpose of sex and what Jesus has talked about in the Bible is is why we're supposed to have intercourse with the opposite sex, which is for reproduction. And anything outside of that is just out of lust. So that's why, even though Jesus didn't say being gay is a sin, it does say in the Bible that being lustful is a sin, and that's right from Jesus' mouth. So, and if two men got married and they never
well, we could question that, right? We can definitely question that. Like what specifically would you relate to with that? I mean, I don't really care to go into the interpretations aspect, but I know that there's huge questions on that.
Say that again? I'm sorry, I don't even understand the question. What you mean?
No, I know that there's huge questions to whether or not you can even describe that lust as a sin in the first place.
Well, it's in the Bible. Like Jesus says it. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a biblical scholar. I could look up the quotes right now if you want. But
wait, hold on. Actually,
man and women. He didn't make man and man.
Actually,
Like,
I might be remembering that wrong. I think actually I might be in like what lust is, because like, are you saying lust is like the engaging?
I believe, lust.
Wait, who wrote that?
Who wrote what?
Was that coming from Jesus?
What, the pure definition of lust that I gave earlier?
The one from lust. The one about lust.
No, that was like my definition off the top of my head.
No. The claim that lust is a sin, right? Does that come from Jesus?
Yeah, Jesus does talk about it.
Wait, where?
Well, in the beginning, God made man, male and female.
Here, pause.
You said I'm false. I'm wrong.
I said your pause.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, if you could look up quotes right now of Jesus talking about lust.
Okay, well, yeah, what quote? Can you name one? And Jackie, send a request. Have you talked to Jackie yet, Dean?
I've not. But I don't think we're really getting...
Let this guess, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really think we're getting anywhere. I mean, after the concession that the Bible can be wrong, there's not much to, not really anywhere to go from there.
Please no. I want to hear her talk to Dean, because she's talked to me a million times. So like, it wouldn't even. We kicked her, but that was against me. Let her up. Yeah, if she wants to come up, I will have her run against Dean. But I think she left.
I mean, this guy's still on pause, man.
Yeah, we're just gonna... Matthew, you got like a few seconds to come back, bro.
One.
You good?
Oh, by the way, if you're on pause, we can't hear you. Maybe he
Yeah, we
doesn't know
can't
that.
hear you on pause. Maybe he doesn't know that, yeah.
You hear me when it's on another app. It's on my Safari, which is what I'm trying to quote, but it's one in
Once again,
Yeah, we don't know what you're saying, man.
those who were sexually immoral, and then it says a list of things, and that was a quote by Jesus.
Well, what quote is it? Which one?
It's in.
he's talking about Corinthians, and that's not Jesus. That's
it's Colossians.
That's literally Paul, yeah.
It's Colossians. It's not Corinthians.
Colossians? Okay.
Galatians, you mean?
Galatians, whatever. I said Galatians.
I don't know how to pronounce it either. So, Colossians.
Yeah, what's the original text? What's like the
Which one?
Colossians 3:5.
it's Galatians?
Okay. Put to death, therefore, whatever belongs to your earthly nature, sexual immorality, impurity, lust, evil desires. Okay. And who says that?
Jesus Christ.
I'm looking at the prior. 1 through. Give me 1 second.
That wasn't Jesus that said that. It wasn't Jesus who said it.
Yeah, who is it?
I don't know who wrote it, but it's just not Jesus. I mean, I'm looking at a version of the Bible that highlights all texts that Jesus said directly in red. And
For you died, and your life is now hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, who is your life, appears, then you will appear in him in glory. Put to death, therefore, whatever. Okay, so this is not Christ.
Yeah, so that's Paul and
Paul
Timothy.
wrote it, and it's quoted from Christ. Like,
No, it's not.
Christ speaking to him. Yes,
No, it's literally not.
it is.
Where does it say that?
It's not the quote of Christ.
It is. It's right. Paul was with Christ.
Wait, can't you say that about any other point in the Bible, that they're all divinely inspired?
Yeah.
You told us. Actually, wait, no, not divinely inspired. Here, Matt, do you want to come up for this one and just say something real quick about this?
Yeah, I mean, you told us specifically that only the word of Jesus Christ is reliable, right? And we're going to see specifically the word of Jesus Christ within the Bible.
I did not say. See, now you're twisting my words. I didn't say that. Just because
what you said.
No, it's not. I said there could be human error, like small examples of it. Like
Gotta get some
like I
Matt
said,
on Matt action real quick.
If there's one sentence wrong in an entire textbook, you don't discredit the entire textbook. Just let's say like John, there's one part that he wrote down that he misinterpreted. It doesn't diss the whole entire chapter. And I said that's possible because we're
Cassie, thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Matt on Matt crime.
So what's the claim being made?
He's making a claim that Colossians is I don't know how to pronounce it properly, is coming from Jesus.
No, Paul doesn't directly quote Jesus very often. Paul never met Jesus, so he has nothing to quote. He can't quote Jesus because he never met Jesus, and because the Gospels weren't written yet when Paul was writing his letters. So he can't quote when he has nothing to quote from.
That's just not true. Like you guys, like it's easy for you guys to like gang up and just like say stuff, and then I can say it's not true, and then you all laugh at me, and it sounds like I'm an idiot.
Up on you. I was just stating historical fact. Paul's letters came first. The first one was Galatians in about 57 AD or so. The first gospel was Mark, which came around about 70 or 75 AD. Paul had no access to any of the sayings of Jesus. I mean, it's just historical fact. I'm sorry that this is historical fact. Okay, he left.
He just leave? Oh,
I guess he left. Okay.
Oh, okay. Matt W. Can we get a Matt W in the comments?
Matt W.
Bye, Parker. Bye, Dean.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. W. Matt. Holy fuck.
W. Matt. Let's
no
go.
one matches Matt's Bible knowledge. It's actually not even close. Like I've never met someone that has more Bible knowledge than Matt.
I know, we both just started laughing at the other one for saying he was wrong.
Yeah, literally. No, it's because I know that he's right. I literally just know he's right.
Yeah,
like I am certain about that claim. I have so much evidence. My priors with Matt are wild. They make the probability assertions of something being true 100%. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 30.
Are you driving?
No, sir.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or moral?
Yeah, I do.
Dude, fucking liar. He's just lying. You're just actively lying. Dude, What's up, man? How old are you?
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Question, man. I have a question.
Yeah. Do you think that being gay is wrong or moral?
Well, I have one question.
How old are you?
You're under the Atlantic Ocean.
You cannot wait. I have one question. How you cannot like girls? Oh,
How do you not like girls? Sheena, I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much.
wait.
How do you,
right?
yeah? How do you expect your wife to find you attractive?
Huh?
How do you expect your wife to find you attractive?
Because I know. But I want only to ask something. You don't like girls?
How old are you, by the way?
17, man.
Oh shit! Fuck.
You gotta be 18 to be in TikTok Live. And then, yeah, like, gay individuals are gonna not like girls the same way that straight individuals are gonna not like guys.
Straight women are not gonna, or no, also that straight women like guys. Yo, what's up? How old are you? I wish we could do this. I wish I could just leave them up here. I did that once with someone, and I have clips of that. It's really
I
funny.
remember that. That was funny. Also, everyone, y'all, make sure we're tapping away in that phone screen. Let's try to get to, like, I don't know.
Oh, by the way, chat, we're gonna
700,000
have
likes.
Christmas themed lives. I have like a little hat that I'm gonna wear. Yo, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it, Bree. How old are you?
18.
What's your birth year?
May 5th, 2005.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
No, but just quick message. I love what y'all doing. Please, I love what y'all doing. Great support.
Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day. Thank you so much.
It.
All right, we're gonna go to the next individual. We got CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency. Let's see if they join in. Yo, it's a how old are you?
I'm 18. Actually, I wasn't supposed to tell you that. 2005.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Of course.
Why?
Because the frogs.
Repeat.
He's trolling.
I didn't even hear what he said.
He said because of the frogs.
Because of the frogs. All right, guys. Everyone in the guest request, we are just looking for some real debates right now, guys. So if you are in the guest request, make sure that you aren't a troll, that you are at least 18, and that you do think being gay is wrong or immoral, everybody. Also, guys, if you do want to support either me, myself, or Parker, both of our Cash Apps and PayPal are in our bios. It is literally
Cash App
the
and
best way
Venmo
to
in the
support
bio,
us.
everyone.
Oh, sorry, Venmo. Hey, what's up? How old are you? Okay.
Okay, nice. Let's go to
Okay,
the next
very
individual.
nice.
Only send a guest request if you disagree and if you are sentient.
And if you are sentient, another prerequisite, chat.
Prerequisite to be on the live, you have to be sentient. If you're not sentient, we don't let you on the live. Okay.
Very true.
You have to be sentient, chat. You have to be sentient. Yes, we do not allow droids up here. We discriminate against droids. I'm just kidding. Yo, dude, that's like Star Wars reference.
Yo, hello.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
What's up? I'm 20.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or moral?
Yes.
Why?
Why?
Well, my worldview, besides religion, I'm just going to take a logical argument. My worldview on things is that if one person does it, so an action is wrong, even if one person does it. So for an example, shoplifting is immoral, right? It's wrong. Would you guys agree?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, it depends on the context.
It depends on the
Freaking
context.
part.
All right. Anyway, yeah. So shoplifting is wrong. You know, if one person does it, it's wrong.
No, dude. If there's a starving family, right, and Jeff Bezos has a shop and he owns hundreds of billions of dollars, right, and they take one meal to go to feed their family, their starving family.
Well, yeah,
they would have starved. They would starve otherwise. Is it wrong?
Yeah. Well, my worldview is that you're asking me why I think it's wrong, right? Because your life is why is being gay wrong. This is my explanation.
I bet we could just like generally agree that shoplifting is okay.
I generally agree. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, if one person steals, if a million people steal from this business, then the person's going to go bankrupt. You know what I mean? And they won't be able to feed their family. So that's my position. So anyway, and then
not in one instance of Jeff Bezos losing one. I'm not saying every shoplifting is justified. That's not what I'm arguing. I'm arguing in certain senses, I could see shoplifting to be justified. Like for example, Jeff Bezos running a shop, right? And there's literally an entire family, right, that is going to starve if they don't steal food from Jeff Bezos.
I do understand what you're saying, but you have to apply the rule to everyone. So if, a million people, let's just say.
I don't actually, because I'm just talking about that one circumstance. I'm not talking about a rule. I'm talking about this singular circumstance.
But hang on.
Because I would say generally shoplifting is wrong.
But hang on. What if not a billion. What if a million people start stealing stuff from Amazon?
Okay. Well, are they doing so with the context of them being able to feed a starving family or like?
Sure. Okay, yeah. Let's just say that we agree. Okay, fine. So I think that being gay is wrong because if everyone were gay, then humanity would cease to exist.
No more reproduction of shit.
I'm sorry?
Is it wrong to be celibate?
Celibate meaning
like you just refrain from engaging in sexual intercourse.
Why would you do that?
Because you want to. You don't want to engage in sex.
I think people are celibate.
Don't ask why someone would want to do that. I'm asking you specifically, like, if they do it, do you think celibacy is like immoral?
Yeah.
Okay. I have another question. Do you think being a philosophy professor is immoral?
Okay.
That basically makes you celibate. So like, yeah, that's.
I'm just curious to see where you guys are at. Why do you guys think that being gay is?
No. I was gonna ask you. Do you think it's wrong to engage in oral sex?
Oral sex?
Yeah.
Yes.
You do?
I do.
You don't like BJ's?
Yeah, that's a very inappropriate question.
You don't like BJ's, bro?
Do you guys have an argument or?
Yeah. Okay. Can you actually respond to like? Do you think being a philosophy professor is immoral?
Do I think that? Are you teaching? You're teaching, right? No, that's fine.
Wait, why? Because if everyone were to only be a philosophy professor, we'd have no more vital workers for farmers, sewage workers, and hospital workers, grocery store workers, and society as we know it would just completely and utterly collapse, and
Wait, I think you misunderstood.
I think if everyone were to be a philosophy professor, so all that we're showing is that this principle. Well, something's wrong because if everyone were to do it, this would produce undesirable outcomes. This is like the principle that you're holding yourself to, right? And there's going to be many things that we could apply to this rule that would produce undesirable outcomes that would be unintuitive as being incorrect, such as being a philosophy professor, right? Genuinely, if everyone tomorrow woke up and became one of those, our societies we know it would just collapse, die, and humanity would die, quite literally, right? So then abiding by the own principle that you've set forth to justify why being gay is wrong, this would be incorrect as well, right? So now we're seeing a contradiction within your own logic, right?
I see what you're saying, but it's not exactly the same thing because sorry to cut you off. Yeah, I see what you're saying, but it's not exactly the same thing because I believe that I believe that everyone should eat meat. Just because my moral view is that everyone should eat meat, right, doesn't mean that everyone should eat nothing but meat. Do you know what I mean?
Wait, you think people should eat meat?
I think it's extremely healthy and
that's crazy.
That's actually a wild claim.
That's a wild claim that people should eat meat. That's pretty wild.
It provides extremely necessary nutrients. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, can't you get those nutrients without doing so?
Well, yeah, but it would be more costly, and also you would have to eat it in a extravagant.
Wait, but so then that's not talking about morals, right? Morals.
Sure.
Morals would talk about would you rather them get these nutrients from not killing sentient beings or from killing sentient beings?
Well, one can make the argument that plants are also sentient beings because they grow and they also
plants are not sentient beings. Growing does not mean sentience.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, one can make the argument that they're living. So
good.
Sure.
Yeah,
we don't care about life.
I agree.
We care about sentient life.
Yeah, I agree.
You care about sentient life, but everyone should kill more sentient life.
Well, sentient. So I mean, we're more intelligent. No. We're far more intelligent than animals, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So is it okay to kill a human that is of the same intelligence as a squirrel?
No, of course not.
Okay. So then, therefore, level of intelligence doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, but the exception doesn't make the rule.
Okay, well, we're talking about the exception right now, and you're
I hate that statement,
dude. Yeah, me too. Because we're talking about this quote-unquote exception right now, and you're still holding it to be the case, and we just see an internal contradiction.
I'm sorry.
We're talking about a specific isolated instance where this would be in contradiction to your premise, and then you're just saying that you're okay with contradictions. So effectively, what this would boil down to is you're just okay with contradictions. You're just okay with being illogical.
You're saying I'm contradicting myself because I think it's not okay to kill someone who has an IQ of a squirrel?
Yeah, when that was your justification as to why it's okay to kill a squirrel was their IQ.
No, my justification is that every single animal is just not at the same sentient level as we are. And also they don't have the same...
Oh, so are you just classifying it on majority is rational?
Huh?
So majority species is rational, therefore you grant it value?
The majority of species are
the majority of the species is rational, therefore the whole species gets value.
Well, hypothetically speaking, if there is a species besides us that had the same intelligence as us, it would also be wrong to kill them because they're just as intelligent. They can, feel and they can love and they can, produce families, etc. Just the same as we can.
Are you pro-choice?
Huh?
Are you pro-choice?
Am I? What does this have? Does this have to do with the argument?
Yep.
Am I pro? Honestly, I don't even know. I don't really have an opinion. I guess I'm not sure.
Do you think abortion's wrong?
Isn't that a separate topic from being gay? I feel like you guys are honestly losing this debate, and you guys want to change the goalpost.
We're not changing the goalpost, and this is a separate argument. But within the context of your logic, right? So answer the question.
Yeah, I'm losing so hard. Yeah.
Can you just answer? Do you think abortion's wrong?
Well, why are you bringing up another topic? I mean,
because it fits in the context of the argument. I'll explain to you the context of how this would be of relevance. Yeah, just do you think abortion's wrong?
Do I think abortion is wrong? I mean, unless the woman has been, I can't say the word, but I think you guys are,
say it, grape.
Right. And then also perhaps some other exceptions. I do think it's wrong. Yeah, probably.
Okay. So we'd see a contradiction within your original premise and to do with like why it's okay to like kill an animal because of their level of intelligence or sentience. Because like we'd observe like a lower level of sentience, like a 0 level of sentience, which would be lower than that of like a cow, pig, or chicken, etc., within a fetus prior to a given point. So therefore, if you were going to hold your logic consistent, you'd be pro-choice under this regard.
Well, here's why.
Because you're basically saying that like the reason that we value animals less than you and me is because of their level of like ability, like a level of rationale. However, we'd then see a fetus with a 0 level of rationale, and you're going to say that that's going to be infinitely more valuable than the chicken, pig, or cow, and that's just going to be illogical.
No, yeah, absolutely. Here's why I was hesitating to even answer the first place, because I'm not quite sure. But honestly, besides those few exceptions, I honestly don't see why abortion would be correct. But I really only think of 2 scenarios where abortion would be correct, and it's if the woman is financially unable to.
Can you please respond to what's of substance here? Right? Because we're basically asking you for justification, like for the claim that it's like people should eat meat, and then you eventually it just boil down to you saying, well, they have like a lower level of sentience, consciousness, and level of intelligence than like you and me do. So this is why it's okay to unalive them. All right? But like we're gonna observe these same traits of lower levels of consciousness, sentience, and intelligence within some individuals, as like Parker denoted. But we're specifically gonna see it, especially within fetuses. Right? We're gonna see like a 0 level of consciousness and a 0 level of sentience within fetuses prior to a given point. So it would follow under your logic as how you justified unaliving animals that you'd then therefore also be pro-choice. Because you're not pro-choice, you just have a contradiction in your logic. So we know that's not the real reason that you would use to internally justify the notion that we should eat meat.
No, that's not correct, because fetuses grow up to be humans.
Fetuses are human.
Right. And yeah, technically, yeah, but fetuses grow up to be fully functioning, people serving in, a society.
Okay. Yeah, that's just a potentiality objection, and that's fine if you want to hold to that.
You think
because we could stand track. That's just a potentiality.
Hang on 1 second, Dean. You think that potentially a fetus grows up to be a fully functioning person of society? Potentially? Yeah. What do you think they do? They grow up to be a dog or something? They're going to grow up to be a person.
Yeah, I'm going to say that like the fetus is going to possess like the same amount of potentiality to become an individual like you and I, as I have the potentiality to wake up tomorrow morning, right? But like the whole point in me bringing that like notion up was to like criticize your argumentation as to why we should eat meat. But like now like we are kind of getting off into a conversation strictly about abortion that doesn't have any correlation to the prior argument. I'm not losing. I mean, if you
yeah, Dean, you're losing, buddy.
Okay, yeah, we don't care about potentiality at all. Potentiality doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, if you want to say I'm losing, I'll talk about this with you.
Can you guys present an argument or?
Well, I mean, I'd love to talk to you about abortion.
Can I talk to Parker?
I just don't want to keep it off topic.
Yeah.
Like I do a topic specifically about abortion. If you'd like to come on about that topic, I'd love to follow through with that topic and go through with that.
Yes.
Right. So like if you want to have further discussion on that, because now it's like outside of the correlation to the context of your justification of why it's okay to eat meat, that'd just be a different topic, yeah.
All right, I'm confused. Are we going to talk about why being gay is wrong or what?
Yeah. Are you going to present an argument?
I did.
What was your argument?
I said my worldview on why being gay is wrong and why anything is wrong is because if one person does it, then it's wrong. Right? If everyone does it, one person
you're not presenting it in the way that you mean. You mean like if one person does it, right? Or no, if even if one person does it, right, it's wrong because if everyone were to do it, then it would lead to some bad outcome.
Thank you. Yes, you understand. Yes.
Okay. Right. Yeah. So, and I think this isn't a good argument, right? Because you could say this about anything. And Dean brought up a specific example that relates to being a philosophy professor. If everyone was just a philosophy professor, well, then people wouldn't be specialized in the things necessary to be able to sustain our lives.
But you're comparing a sexuality to a profession.
They totally have connotations that are related.
We're comparing on the basis of your principle or reason that you gave, right? We're not comparing on other capacities. Do you understand what an analogy is?
Well, I do understand the analogy, but there are analogies that don't really make sense. So, for an example,
can you explain why the analogy doesn't make sense?
Yeah, it's because the comparison doesn't really have any merit. For an example, if you were to say, if you were to say, okay, I don't like the color red because it has a connotation with, I don't know, evil, right? And then you have a red car, that doesn't mean that you don't like your car because it has a connotation of evil. That's just
that didn't really make any sense. And we're not comparing like
I didn't track. Can you go over that again? I really didn't get that.
Yeah, sure. Just because you think that something is wrong, or I'm sorry, just because you think that something is wrong in a certain context doesn't mean that it's wrong in every single context. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that would be a composition fallacy.
Okay. Can I give you another analogy?
Yeah, but again, I didn't. That wasn't relevant to the analogy I brought up.
Yeah, and then that's just
I didn't engage in a composition fallacy.
Right. You're saying like
if anything, actually, your argument literally is a composition fallacy.
Okay. Well, can you prove to me that being gay is not wrong?
Well, yeah, like because we're showing like your justification for why it's wrong to just be fallacious and illogical.
Yeah. So like we would be at the basis that it's not wrong, right? Prior to any intuition or determination of something, any judgment.
Can you just present a head-on argument instead of like a logical, like circular argument?
That's like saying present an argument for agnosticism. That makes no sense.
I mean,
like the claim being made.
Exactly what Scooter tried to ask.
Yeah, the claim being made here, Beans, is that like me and Parker would hold to the notion that there's like no justification to assert the positive claim that being gay is immoral, right?
Okay,
so that's what claim that we're making, right? And now you obviously would disagree. You say there is justification that would justify the claim that it would exist to justify the claim that being gay is immoral. And this would exist out of the principle that if everyone were to be this thing, it would lead to undesirable outcomes within like society. And what me and Parker are saying is that this is a logically fallacious principle because you're not going to hold it to be the case in like other relevant scenarios, such as the idea of everyone being a philosophy professor. Sorry. So like, first of all, we're not comparing being gay to being a philosophy professor. We're comparing those two scenarios to the same principle because that principle would hold true in both instances. If everyone gay, undesirable outcome for humanity. If everyone philosophy professor, undesirable outcome in humanity, right? So therefore, you'd have to hold them to both be immoral, like in obedience with said principle, but because you don't do that, you have contradictory logic.
Okay, I think, okay. Can I ask you a curious question? I'm curious. For the both of you.
Okay, so you just don't have a response?
No, I do. I mean, I think I already said it. You just simply can't compare the two because you can't.
Wait, Beans. No, you don't just reassert your claim. Don't just reassert your claim. I literally just explained it. Well, I'm not comparing being a philosophy professor to being gay. I'm comparing both of these instances to the same principle. I'm applying both of these instances to the same principle. I mean, you agreed to the notion that you think like something's wrong if everyone were to do it, that would lead to undesirable outcomes. We'd observe this within being a philosophy professor. Therefore, being a philosophy professor should also be wrong.
Okay, but when did I say that when did I even say that being a philosophy professor is wrong in the first place? You didn't say it was wrong, and that's a contradiction. Under your own worldview, you ought to think it's wrong, and because you don't, you have an internal contradiction. I mean, if everyone has the desire to be a philosophy professor, then go ahead. But I don't think everyone wants to be a philosophy professor, bro.
Just like not everyone's gay.
Yeah, exactly. Like how everyone's gay.
Well, okay. See, here's my curious question. Do you guys think that being gay is a choice, or do you guys think that being gay is?
Hold up, before we go into that, someone asked. I can't receive gifts right now. It's still glitched. It's not working. You only can gift through subs, and you can Venmo, Cash App. That's it. But sorry, ask your question again.
Yeah, no problem. Do you guys think that being gay is a choice, or do you guys think that people are born gay, or do you think it's both?
Oh, it's not a choice, and that's a false dichotomy. It can be the case. So it's a false dichotomy. It's not a choice.
All right, fine, no problem. Okay.
But even if it were to be a choice under your worldview, like we'd still see a contradiction because being a philosophy professor is a choice.
No, I agree with you guys. So perfect. So people are born gay, right? Agreed. Okay.
Well, I mean, it just depends on what your notion is. Like, because I would say the same thing applies to people who are straight. We're born with the properties. We're born with the properties to be gay or the properties to be straight. I would agree with that typically, right? But I don't think that we necessarily have a sexuality when we're like an infant.
Yeah, it's just like more of a nuanced approach to it. But like, I think that like
my approach. Yeah, it's like
Parker means the same thing as you. Yeah, like Parker means the same thing as you. Like people are born with the dispositions to be gay.
Okay.
Or the dispositions to be straight.
Is it like a genetic disposition or what?
Well, there are genetic dispositions. There are also like psychosocial factors.
Cool. Okay, perfect. So do you guys think that being a psychopath is wrong?
Yep.
Yeah, acting upon these.
This is interesting. See, guys, this is very interesting because people who are psychotic have genetic, and also it is shown in their brain that they're psychotic. So
you're right.
No, I'm talking about the actions, like acting upon it.
What's that? Oh, acting upon it.
The actions upon
there we go. So why is acting
like bad things?
So why is acting upon homosexual?
Well, because one would lead to harm, non-consentful actions.
You don't think that homosexuality leads to harm?
Wait,
well, what about the entire stake of humanity?
Not non-consentful harm.
Huh?
Not non-consentful harm.
I would actually argue that the entire species possibly being extinct is probably more harmful than a psychopath.
We're not going to be extinct because someone was gay.
No, it just goes back to the comparison to the philosophy example.
No, reminder, my worldview is that if one person does it or everyone does it, it's wrong. Remember that?
So this just goes back to the philosophy example.
No, your idea is that it's wrong when if one person does it, if everyone does it, and it leads to bad outcomes.
Right.
Okay, that's it's an absolutely horrendous argument, right? Because there are many things that we could only do or all just do, and it would lead to detrimental outcomes, and you would consider that absurd to consider it wrong on an individual standpoint. If we all went on TikTok lives and debated, right, we wouldn't be able to suffice the necessary conditions for us to be able to survive.
100% agreed.
Yet you're currently on a fucking live right now debating someone.
Well, no, this is for good because I'm actually hoping to give the people who are watching this that don't.
So you've now separated the individual action from the collective. You see how he's now separated?
It's just now it's illogical, right? Like if everyone lived like me and Parker and just like debated for a bunch of hours a day, then went and got fast food and went to sleep and
wrong.
did it again.
I agree.
If everyone did that, like society would be fucking doomed, dude. So are me and Parker just as like immoral as like
as me?
Sex?
No, yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I mean it's the same thing. If something's immoral, then it's immoral.
I have a question. Do you think it's wrong for a man to marry an infertile woman?
Infertile?
Yep.
Well, being infertile isn't a choice. Being homosexual is. Because
no, he's talking about from the choice from the person who's fertile. Because it's a fertile man, right? And they know that the woman is infertile, right? Is it wrong for them to engage in intercourse with a woman who's infertile?
Why would you even? Well, yeah, I already answered this question. It's because, you asked me as being, or I'm sorry, as having intercourse for the sake of not reproducing.
Man, I never said anything about intercourse. I just said marriage.
Yeah. Oh, the oral thing. I mean, it's the same principle. It's the same principle.
Is it wrong for me to engage in intercourse with an infertile woman?
It's the same principle. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It is. You do think it's wrong?
Yeah, I suppose. Honestly, actually, I really don't have an opinion on this. I mean, well, anyways, it doesn't really matter.
Do you think
it doesn't matter because being infertile isn't even a choice anyway?
You also consider that being gay is not a choice.
He didn't listen at all. We're talking about from the choice of the guy who's fertile. Right? He can choose to be with someone who's fertile or choose to be with someone who's infertile, but he chose to be with someone who's infertile. Is the choice wrong?
Never, honestly, I never thought about that.
So think about it.
Can he have a second wife who is fertile?
Nope. What the fuck?
Why? Why is he constricted?
Well, say they want to be monogamous.
Yeah, they're monogamous.
Then yes, it's wrong.
Oh, that's wrong.
Yes.
So they ought to be polyamorous.
So they ought to be polyamorous. So now you're saying that everyone should be polyamorous.
Yes, for the sake of humanity, yes. Because if everyone were to
wait, are you?
Yes, because my
you're in an open relationship?
No, hell no. I'm not in a relationship. No.
But you should do so. Oh, he just got removed from community guidelines. You should do so for the sake of humanity.
Yeah, you should do
We're
for the sake of humanity.
Person. Only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. We are just looking for some debates.
I don't know, man. Philosophy professor was the best objection to that shit. Just glazed right over it. All right, moving on to our next guest chat. Make sure we are in this guest request that we do think being gay is wrong or moral, and that we are at least above the age of 18. And everyone right now, all 5,000 of you guys, start tapping away on that phone screen.
Let's literally run it up to 2 million likes. Let's run it up to 2 million likes. If you hear my voice right now, fucking tap that screen. Tap it right now. Tap. Dean, are you the younger version of Parker? Yes, he is. He is the younger version of me.
Actually not true. Parker's the older version of me. Get it right. Okay.
That doesn't even make any sense. Yo, how old are you? Yeah, okay, we're gonna go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you do disagree, everyone. We are just looking for some debates. If you want to support me, Venmo, Cash App in the bio, everyone get 100% of the proceeds there. If you want to get access to the sub-only chat, we'll probably put on here pretty soon in the next hour or so. Make sure to sub if you haven't already. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
33.
For sure, do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
No, I to be honest, I came on here to sort of get ask you guys a question.
We are just looking for people who disagree. So I do appreciate you coming up. Thank you so much, man. If you'd like to ask a question, come on the Discord or go onto our second account lives. We do second account lives where we actually like respond to questions in the comment section all the time. So if you have any like personality questions, or if you want to know more about us specifically as people, know more about our motivation, stuff like that, go to our second accounts. Mine's Parker Get a Bible. We do Q&A type stuff all the time. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 32.
For sure. Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Yes, I do.
Why? Sure. Why so?
It goes on with the others were saying about the Bible and God, but to go off on a different kind of rant, I guess you could call it, it creates confusion with the people in society.
What do you mean by it creates confusion to be gay?
So for people to be gay and children to see that, that child is going to see something that is not a natural thing for Christians. So
define natural.
Oh, for Christians. So like, okay, it's just going to relate back to the religion argument.
Christian supremacy.
So yeah, how do you know that Christianity is true or accurate in describing what's right and wrong? And Carly, I appreciate the $4. Thank you.
Through the text and through the generations that have passed, that it stood the test of time.
Okay. So like what specific things tell you within it? You're just saying it's true, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. We're asking how you know that to be the case.
Yeah. Like what specific text would justify the religion as being true?
Well, I mean, you could know that through the years that have passed to know that those texts are true because everything that's in it has been correlated, looked at, and they could proven everything to exist.
How's it proven?
Can you give us some examples?
For instance, like Sodom and Gomorrah. The reason why Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed was because of the homosexuality that was taking place, was because of all the...
No, it was actually the gang. It was gang rape. One, two. Actually, we actually also have naturalistic explanations for the sulfur. Right. First of all, it can naturally arise. Second of all, it could be an asteroid. Right. These are naturalistic explanations, which we would indicate to be more likely to be true than some type of miracle.
Right. Then also not to mention that this is just like pivoting away from justifying your religion as being true and just engaging in like conjecture. Right. So could we stay on topic with like the?
He just got removed.
Okay.
People are getting removed a lot today. We're going to go to the next person. Please only send a guest request if you disagree, everyone. We are just looking for some debates. Let's get up to the next individual real quick, y'all.
Was that guidelines or timeout?
Guidelines.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, guidelines have been going wild today. I had timeouts earlier. Like, timeouts were happening like a lot because it wasn't like loading people in. But then after my live reset, after something happened, it started working again.
Yeah, it just randomly starts and stops. And yeah, guidelines have been kind of going crazy today. I got a warning earlier for nothing. What's up, Riley? How old are you?
Too.
Okay, so you're a fetus. You really shouldn't be talking about that stuff, Riley. You're underage. It's very bad.
Yeah, what's up? How old are you?
That's something.
I wonder what that guy's doing. Hey, look, we found Parker's girlfriend. Where? It's like, that's not even possible. Yo, what's up? How old are you? She's literally private. You can't even...
Sentience?
You would not be able to find her fucking
Are you
Insta, I
sentient?
promise.
I remember.
I'm like 3.5.
This name sticks out to me
How
for
old?
some reason.
3.5 on a good day.
Okay, so, yo, Jackie, send a guest request. Jackie, send a guest request right now. You want to talk to Gene, Jackie? Come on, send a request.
Talk to me, Jackie. Apparently.
Jackie,
I need to talk to you.
Hold on, let me just click the invite there. Invite sent. All right. All right, I don't know if they're gonna join in. We'll try the next.
All right. What's up, Victor? How old are you?
Hello.
How old are you?
18.
For sure. What's your birth year?
2005.
Nice, man.
Why, do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
Yes.
Why so?
Dean Withers, I love you! I love you! Dean, I love you! You're my favorite TikToker!
Thank you, Victor. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much for coming up.
Dean, how long have you been doing this?
A handful of months.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, well, hey, Victor, I appreciate you so much for your support. I appreciate you for popping up here.
I love you so much. You're my favorite TikToker. Parker, I love...
I knew he was trolling.
Thank you, Victor. Victor W is in the comment section. What's up, Matt? How old are you?
32. Yo, I've been in this thing for 3 hours. No lie.
Wow, that's a long time.
Good job, bro.
Do you think that being gay is like wrong or immoral?
Yes.
You know what's crazy? My live has only been up for 2 hours and 23 minutes.
Well, I know I've been in the guest request for every bit of that, no doubt. But no, as a Christian standpoint, I guess it's wrong. I know y'all been going back and forth with a million people over that same point. But
yeah, so how do you know that Christianity is true to then say that being gay is wrong by virtue of Christianity being true?
So true.
Well, I mean, same thing. How do we know it's not? I mean, do you know that $1 million cash is real?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yep.
Physically?
Yep.
You've seen $1 million in your hand?
Yep, I have.
Yep.
There's no way.
TikTok pays, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we're just trolling. I don't have $1 million. Never seen $1 million.
But that's my point. It's just an analogy. So, you know, in your head that $1 million is real. It's reachable. It may be one of your goals. So why can that not be the same with Christianity?
Because we have like justification to assert like the plausibility of $1 million being real, i.e. other people having like, you know, anecdotal experiences with $1 million, pictures and videos of $1 million, rational justification for the idea of $1 million, statistics, empirical evidence, and other form of fact, reason, science, and logic to substantiate the notion that $1 million exists. And basically I'm saying that none of that shit exists for like the Christian God. Also, have you seen a unicorn?
I had God in my bedroom this morning.
He just got removed for guidelines. Dude, I guess we'll never know about that one.
I guess we'll never know.
What?
Pause, bro. Pause.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I love you, Dean. I love you, Dean. I love you, Dean. I love you, Dean. I love you, Dean.
Jacob, I appreciate it. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yo, what's up? Do you think that being gay is wrong or immoral?
I think truly that what you guys do, and this is just my opinion, is that when you guys say the words like, do you like BJ's? You know, you guys always spawn off of the idea that if I say the word yes or no, if I say yes, you win. If I say no, or you win, or I win, pardon me.
Yeah,
so I'm just trying to figure out.
So Chef, it's a reductio ad absurdism, right? But like also as it relates to that question, that's not even a reductio ad absurdism. That question's kind of just like I'm just trying to see, bro. Like, well, what you got against BJ's, bro?
It's kind of like trying to gain the upper hand to get your point across. Like
show like an absurdity. Sure, yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah,
of
like it's right. Like when you ask questions like, well, do you like meat? Well, if I say yes, and then you say, well, do you like vegetables? Well, yeah. Well, do you like this? And you keep asking these questions so that you gain the leverage of.
Yeah, I'm asking questions to know what their view is, so I can respond to their view and give them like arguments.
Right. And what you're doing
so
is you're trying
that's me just clarifying their view. That's what you're supposed
to do. Well, yeah,
do.
you're trying to get a good picture, a good glimpse of trying to not justify, but you're trying to say, okay, well, I want to think, okay, if you like meat, you like meat. You know, it's your choice type thing.
Do you think being gay is wrong or immoral?
I think that being homosexual is no different than being an alcoholic or peer pressure. Because right now,
do you think being straight's any different than being alcoholic?
If you go to high school and you have a cigarette and somebody says, "Oh, well, have this," and you're pressured into it, then you kind of feel pressured, right?
So do you think that people are pressured into being gay?
I don't think that gay people are born that way.
What's the relevant difference between gay people and straight people that tells you that straight people are born that way, but gay people are not?
Well, because there's two genitals. You're either born with one or the other.
You can be born with both. There's people who are intersex, plus that also doesn't talk about sexuality. You're talking about just the genitalia you have.
Well, no, like I'm creating a point that there's only one or the other.
Yeah, in like most cases, like gay people still have one or another, so I just don't get the relevance.
Well, no, you're right. Like, I mean, they have one or the other. Do I think that homosexual is wrong? I want to say yes, and I want to say no. I mean, I was born a Christian, raised in a family. I'm adopted, and so being raised in a home like that, often my whole